Hi guys, I have another holiday tutorial for you. This is using mostly drugstore products, a few high-end, but mostly drugstore, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so I already went in with my Benefit PoreFressional and put that basically just on my T-zone, and now I'm going to go in with my Arbonne Makeup Primer and put that everywhere else. Then I'm going in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm concealing the imperfections mostly on the sides of my face. Anywhere that I have sort of darker pigmentation or breakouts that I want to cover up, I'm concealing that and I'm blending that in. If you want to see my full foundation routine, I will link that below. I'm just kind of speeding through it in this video. Now I'm taking not one, but 3 shades of my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I have to mix them together in order to get the right shade for me. And so I'm just buffing that in with a buffing brush and covering my face with foundation. Then after I do that, I buff everything out with my beauty blender and blend everything in so that it's smooth and natural looking. And since this is a holiday makeup tutorial and we might be partying late into the night, I added an extra layer of foundation just to give us even more coverage. Next, I'm going in with my Maybelline FitMe Concealer, and I am highlighting and concealing under my eyes. Then I'm going in with this e.l.f. Duo, and I'm using the concealer end of it to add some concealer to the end of my other concealer to kind of add even more highlight. And I'm blending that all out with this Real Techniques sponge. If I call it a beauty blender, I'm sorry, I meant Real Techniques sponge. Then taking the highlighting end of that duo, and I am adding some highlight along my cheekbones. I really actually like this liquidy highlighter. Just be careful not to rub it, because if you rub it with the applicator, it will remove product. But when I dab it on and then blend it in with my beauty blender, I really liked it. Alright, I did the other side of my face off camera. Now I'm going to do my brows. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Flawless Brow Trio, which is that and the Gimme Brow are pretty much what I use all the time. And once again, since I'm going pretty heavy on the eyes and the rest of the face, I wanted to have fairly bold brows to match. And there's the Gimme Brow. Then I decided to highlight my brow area, and I'm taking the Arbonne Concealer, and I'm just, as you can see, sort of outlining my eyebrow shape to make it stand out a little bit more. Then I'm also placing some under my brow area as a highlight. Then I blend out as much of that as I can with the beauty blender or the sponge thingy, and then whatever I can't reach because I don't want to touch my eyebrow color, I will just blend out with my finger. Then I am setting my face with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder, and you will notice that I have not yet set my under eyes because I am going to be doing something a little bit different in just a minute. So, taking my Arbonne powder foundation, I am going to bake my face. So I am using the same sponge to apply it. The sponge is a little bit damp, and I am just applying that where I think I want highlight. I'm really not an expert on this technique, but I am having fun with it, and I find that it really does brighten my face, so I like it. Now as I let my baking bake, I'm going to take my Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced, I'm going to sniff it, and then I'm going to contour my face. And to be honest with you guys, I feel like this contour turned out a little bit too harsh. The lines just didn't blend out like I wanted them to, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I think I had too much product on my brush. So that's something that I need to work on, but I mean, it turned out okay just because I did want it to be a very flashy, you know, diva-esque look, so it worked out. And then as that finishes baking, I am blending out the rest of my contour. I am gonna actually blend it out even more after I brush off the baking, but just starting to blend it out here at this point. And then I'm going in and contouring my nose just for fun. So in real time, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes, I want to say, and now I'm going to be brushing off that baking. So I just really lightly kind of brush off the excess powder, and you can see that the areas that had powder are just super highlighted, and I love it. Alright, now I'm taking my Lorac Gold palette and I am taking the shade Unafraid, and I'm going to dust that on my outer corner of my eye and really blend it out just to create a little bit of depth and dimension. Now I'm taking this beautiful palette by LA Colors. It costs $3 and I'm taking that beautiful red shade. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a name, and I am dusting it all over just above my eyelid. So kind of in my crease and above my crease, because I want it to show. I want the red beautifulness to show. And then I am taking this camel shade here and I am adding that just above the red shade to kind of create a gradient and blend it out a little bit more. So softening the edges, and it also created a really pretty gradient effect. Then I'm taking this light creamy shade here and using that to highlight my brow bone. And I am applying that over the concealer that I put there, so it kind of helps it to stick. Then I'm taking the Milani Fierce Foil Eyeshine Quad named Milan, and I'm taking the color in the lower right corner. It's sort of a bronze with gold flecks in it, and I am applying that with my finger all over my lid. I find that these work really well with the finger. They don't work so well with the applicator it comes with. They don't work so well with a brush, but they work really well with just a finger. Then I'm taking that same red shade, and with a pencil eyeshadow brush, I am putting it on my lower lash line. And I am definitely smoking it out a little bit. So not just on like the line of my eye or the waterline, I'm actually smoking it out so you can really see the color. Then taking that same Milani Eyeshine shade that we put on our lid with our finger, I'm taking an eyeliner brush and placing it under my lash line over the red shadow and letting the red shadow show through a little bit on the bottom, if that makes sense. And then taking the Lorac Unzipped Gold in the shade Unleashed, and I am placing that right on the center of my eyelid. This shade is the most amazing thing ever. Like, wow, it just creates such a pop and it blends in with the other colors so well, and it just looks amazing. Anyways, I'm putting that on my lid in the center and also on my lower lash line right in the center. So it just kind of creates a focal point of the whole eye look, and I really like it. Then I'm taking the shade Unlocked and I am highlighting the inner corner of my eyes, really using this as a base for my inner eye color. So then I started with the upper left color from the Milani Quad and tried to place that on my inner corner, but it didn't quite show up, so I went back to the lower right color, and that ended up looking really pretty over the Unlocked shade from the Lorac palette. The two together, one over the other, looked really pretty, I thought. It almost looked like it was glowing. Then taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara and applying that to my upper lashes, and going in with my Maybelline Lash Sensational for the bottom lashes. Moving on to cheeks, I am starting with the Lorac Unzipped Cheek Palette and the shade Unapologetic, and just applying that to my cheeks. Then I'm taking my Becca Cosmetics Champagne Glow palette, and I'm taking that darkest shade there and applying that over the other blush, basically creating a blush cocktail. By the way, the name of that shade is Blushed Copper. Then I'm taking the shade Champagne Pop, and I'm applying that as a highlight. Alright, and for lips, I am taking the Jordana lip liner in the shade Terra Kiss and lining my entire lips with that. And I'm taking the Wet n Wild Megalast lipstick in the shade Cinnamon Spice and applying that over the lip liner. And I'm setting my everything with the NYX Dewey Finish Setting Spray. Alright guys, that's it for my tutorial. I think this is honestly one of my favorite looks that I've done on my channel ever. Like, I just love how it turned out so much. I think it is great for the holidays and just warm and glowy, and I love it. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!